One of the things they have to look at here, people talk about it all the time, is weather. And they have to talk about weather because weather is so often a factor. Look at the flight path of this plane as it took off, and it flew less than an hour. And look at the weather system it was flying through as it went missing there. Tremendous, horrible storms underway. Why could that make such a difference? Well, let's blow all of this up and look at it a little bit closer so you can see it better. If you think about this plane flying through a storm system, a big storm system out here, one of the first things many people ask about is lightning. Could lightning have brought this plane down? There's plenty of lightning going on in the area. Is that capable of bringing down a plane like this? It may be, but it's highly unlikely. And here's why. A modern plane like this is meant to be hit by lightning because they know it's going to happen. The skin of the plane is made to conduct that lightning along it and then expel it off the wingtips and off the tail. Even if it penetrates and ruins some system on board the plane, the chance of that being enough to bring the plane down, not very much. So that's one of the things the investigators can think about here. What about the idea of this storm just simply blowing up all around this plane, bigger and more robust than anybody imagined, and creating tremendous turbulence up there? Could this actually just tear a plane like this apart in flight? Again, not likely. These planes are made to take tremendous stresses. There could be the problem of incorrect maintenance at some part, so maybe you have some flap or some control in the plane that does get torn off and under those extreme circumstances takes the plane down, but again, not very likely. That's why there's so much focus on the question of whether or not the plane simply stalled. Did it run into such severe changes in atmospheric pressure that at one moment it was surging forward, the next part it was being yanked back, and it suffered a separation from the airflow? What does that mean? That means that when a plane is flying through an air, it is the flow of the air over the wings, over the tail, over the body that gives it lift and lets it overcome its own weight and makes it fly. If there is enough turbulence, enough of a shakeup in that, or if you lose so much speed that the plane basically is not pushing forward fast enough to maintain that airflow, then the airflow can separate from the body of the plane. And in that way, one of the better comparisons I can come up with is if you're driving down a wet road and your car separates from the road, your tires are no longer grabbing on, you really don't have any control, and it's very hard to get that control back. The same thing can happen to a plane like this. And if an experienced pilot is not at the helm, who does a very good job, and even an experienced pilot may have trouble, that plane may have a hard time getting that control back. And in that circumstance, Jake, a plane like this could go from 32,000 feet to in the water in maybe 45 seconds or less.